If you've been researching treatments for hair loss, you might have stumbled upon spironolactone, but this is not a new medication. In fact, it's used to treat a lot of different medical conditions. In terms of hair loss, it's very promising. So together we're going to explore how spironolactone works, who is it for, and why it might be the right solution to help you address your hair loss. As someone who's an expert in hair loss, one of the challenges that I face is treating female patients because there is a difference between premenopausal women and postmenopausal women. Premenopausal women absolutely cannot take DHT blockers like finasteride or dutasteride. These are not safe for a fetus. Medications that I do feel safe prescribing to premenopausal women include spironolactone as well as minoxidil, but we're very limited in terms of what we can use. Now, spironolactone originally was used as an oral medication to address blood pressure because it's a diuretic. It makes you pee. One of the things that has been discovered about spironolactone, it's a great androgen blocker. It helps to block testosterone as well as DHT. DHT is dihydrotestosterone, and that is a major contributor for androgenetic alopecia for both women as well as for men. Now, we know that spironolactone is effective at binding androgen receptors and blocking those receptors by 50 to 70%. That decreases the ability for DHT as well as testosterone to bind. And we also know that spironolactone plays a role in decreasing an enzyme known as 17-alpha hydroxylase, which helps to decrease the production of more androgen, so less testosterone and less DHT. So spironolactone continues to demonstrate its effectiveness in addressing hair loss. It's worth pointing out some of the additional benefits of spironolactone. If you're someone who has excessive hair growth in unwanted areas of your body, and if you're female, you know that it's your face, around your breast, on your back. This is called hirsutism. Spironolactone works really well to remedy this issue. And it sounds counterintuitive because DHT on your scalp causes hair loss, and DHT on your body, on your face, actually causes hair growth. Spironolactone works to block both of these issues. It's also very effective to address PCOS. I made an entire video about PCOS. I encourage you to check that out. And finally, spironolactone is a very commonly used medication to address acne, and this is used by millions of women around the world. Now, when it comes to dosing spironolactone, I like to start female patients on 100 milligrams daily, and then incrementally increase by 50 milligrams up to 200 milligrams as long as there are no side effects. And we've seen through research that about 60% of female patients who take spironolactone see a significant improvement in their hair loss within 6 to 12 months. So a very promising medication to address female pattern baldness. Now, when it comes to male patients, I like to start at a lower dose. So either 12.5 milligrams to 25 milligrams as a daily dose. And the reason for that is one of the side effects of spironolactone is gynecomastia, enlargement of male breasts. This is not a feature that men want. This is not necessarily something that a female is concerned about, but this is why I like to start at a lower dose. Now, men usually are on DHT blockers as well as some other forms of hair loss medication. So spironolactone is really a add-on medication treatment that I find to be more effective for patients who really need more androgen receptor blockage. Now, if you're taking spironolactone, it's probably not going to be the only medication that you're going to be on to address your hair loss. I like to have patients on either a topical minoxidil, like a Rogaine foam, which I think is actually more effective than any of the other over-the-counter options, as well as potentially oral minoxidil. It's always a combination of therapies that's going to be necessary for you to achieve the optimal results. If you're thinking about using spironolactone to address your hair loss, I just want to remind you that this is an oral medication that requires a prescription from either a physician or a nurse practitioner. To make it easy for you, you can access dermondemand.com. This is my telehealth service where within 24 hours, you will get a prescription sent to your local pharmacy so that you can start addressing your hair loss today. And finally, we have to talk about side effects. Now, spironolactone originally was used as a blood pressure medication. It is a diuretic, so it can cause dizziness or fatigue. That's why I always encourage all my patients to take a half a glass of water when they take spironolactone. Additionally, I prefer that my patients take spironolactone in the morning time. Because it's a diuretic, you might pee more often. Additionally, we used to check potassium levels very frequently, every single month in fact, but now it's not necessary. Only though if you have an underlying medical condition. With that said, If you eat foods that are high in potassium, like spinach, avocado, banana, and you're eating them every single day, I would say cut it down to every other day, just so that you don't get overloaded with potassium. Additionally, I did mention earlier that men can develop gynecomastia, enlargement of their breast. If you stop the medication, all of these side effects, if you experience any of them, will resolve. I hope that this video is helpful and you have a better understanding of how spironolactone can help address your hair loss. If you have any questions that I've not addressed, please leave them in the comments below. Please hit that subscribe button because we are trying to grow our community and we would love for you to come along on that journey. And as always, I'm here to help you to address your hair loss.